side, we do have a fighter rainbow going on. So very similar party starts, and off we go.
Ooh, fast and warp right out on the level 1 black mage, black star. It looks like Brott is going to just change up the orientation right now. His party lineup.
Yeah, I don't blame him here. He immediately dumped the red mage, seeing Cure 4 in slot 2, Fade in slot 4. Immediately decides to say, nope, I want those right now. Black magic is your double-edged sword here. Thankfully, you've got the 2 white mages now on broadside to cover your damage at level 1 with Fade. But the only attacking spell at level 1 black magic was Rub, and every other level 1 spell there is crucially important, meaning that your black mage is doing nothing with his level 1 slots besides utility. Alright, look at an armor shop. Missed that the first time around. We got silvers +3, a little on the pricey side for the you would like rather see for silvers. Looks like Pro Rings rolled neutral. Fauci on 4 scimitar 3s. If you really wanted to be swinging here. Silver +2 helm in the lower left of Topher here. Oh, Sunflash having to reset out, running a little bit of trouble, deciding, you know what, it's not worth it, just going to kill Garland now. Brott with a small shopping trip off to grab a couple of items, probably some camping gear if possible, and is having his way up to Topher as Sunflash pulls on through.
Yeah, with that level 1 Fade, Garland just did not stand a chance. We get the canal from the king. Sarah is going to give us the crystal.
Well, it's pretty much takes the left-north debate out of it here, because with the crystal, you're gonna 100% go north and aware on the Provoca rather than trying to go left and around the long way toward Elfland and Marsh and things of that nature. Looks like I'm gonna pick up some more of these spells we may have skipped early on the first trip through. Oh, was that an X-Cal 2 I saw? Or an X-Cal -2?
Let me look back at the feed here.
Oh, it was an Aegis Shield. Thank you, Jay-Shai. All right, and with that, Broad's through. Going to grab a canal, grab a crystal, two Seaward keys, and we're going to be headed off. Sunflash looks like we're stopped on, almost done with Corneria Part 2, and we are going to be on our way north. Oh, more fetch quests. We got Adamant for the crystal.
Fetch quest into a fetch quest.
I mean, if anything, you like to get him out of the way early for 2 reasons. One, that lead does not leave you flying all over the place like a wounded chicken all of a sudden at the end of the game. And it also gives you that sweet, sweet experience bonus early, because every key item's 5% experience. You know, one long quest chain, even if it involves walking all over the NRC, could just lead you to an extra 40, 50% rather than just the 10 you normally have.
Sunflash now into Provoke, gonna go ahead and fight BK and his pirates.
Yeah, looks like we're gonna fade some pirates and not end up leaving them for later way. Down goes Fade, down goes some pirates, and we'll get an item from Vicky. Brott right behind, going to be doing the same thing here. And as always, with your Garland and your pirates, we're level 4, and we get ourselves an herb. So we have yet another fetch quest on the NRC.
This is a very fetch quest opening start. That's not what I wanted to say, but I probably didn't say that the right way. But it's a very fetch questy start, and we have a level 2 nuke.
I think that now makes up for all of our buffing spells being at level 1. I mean, you've got Nuke at 1, you've also got Lock at, a Lock spell at 2, in the event that you're not going to be wanting to dump those nukes on high magic resist bosses later on. Heal 3, yeah, it's solid.
Definitely a nice find this early in the game. It just pretty much shows that how heads up that the Sunfish decided to go for bring out the white mage, because whenever Brott did actually end up having to do re-roll his party to include that white mage because of the level 1 fade.
Yeah, and it's just going to be so helpful. If you get a big spell, like one of those spells like Heal 3, where it's not one of those spells you want to use in combat a ton usually, if you can help it, because Cure 4 is more targeted, Cure 3 is going to do better hit points overall. But if you're mass curing outside of battle, in my opinion, Heal 3 is amazing for that. And having a bunch of charges of it, because it's a level 2, pretty much uncontested as your level 2 spell, is just going to, rather than sitting here for 2 minutes and doling out heal potions, I'm just going to cast a couple Heal 3s and I'm gone. Alright, so Sunflash and Brott both deciding that even with Warp available, we are not going to be doing the 5-minute ice dip. And I cannot say I blame them now having multiple turn-ins over to the left. Alright, Sunflash is going to nuke out some wolves and then head over to show us what our adamant turn-in is going to be. Brott right behind him. We're going to see if either of them are going to do the right thing here and talk to the Hooray Dwarf. Oh, they're both in. Pretty much simultaneous checking of some money in the silver deck. Oh, Brott says no, so does Sunflash. Nobody's... Wow, okay, well, we've got air access.
Yeah, that's nice. The floater coming off of the adamant, which came off of a fetch quest chain. And that always feels good to get a floater this early on in the game.
Getting floater here is awesome. Now, you have an herb to turn in, so my opinion here, you turn in the herb, you go turn in your floater and check your free key at Crescent, and then you immediately go Marsh. You're hoping to not see the word ship come up. That is the key, in my opinion. Because if the word ship doesn't come up, and the ship's in ice, and you can completely skip ice for the rest of the game. Oh, we're gonna trade the herb and get the old guitar from our friend, the Elven Prince. Not something going to be crucial now. Going to be crucial at the end of the game, but nice that you don't have to go fight. Oh. Do those arachnids have damage poison?
I hope so. I hope not. Yep, there's damage poison.
Are we sure this isn't a Danny seed?
I have not seen I have not seen the race room who rolled it.
That would be Sir Linkalot. It's cosplaying as Danny.
Sir Linkalot is responsible for this, okay.
We have no vendor item in Elfland. Alright, looks like Brott's going to get his look at his magic here. So at level 3 black, we've got Fire 3, pretty solid. Sunflash with the bad arachnid. And manages to get away from them, going down to turn on that floater. So it looks like Sunflash is going to be our first in the air at about 8:45-ish.
Yeah, it looks to be so. 8:45.
Alright, gotta go over here, see what we have. Still no item yet. Gonna buy us up some camping equipment, though. Saw Invis at 6 there for white. Got Ice 3 at 6 for black. Not a lot exciting unless I missed it.
Chime from this Circle of Sages.
Well, I mean, Chime's definitely going to be important here. Now, that does give you the access in case you want to do a cheeky Mirage dip, trying to look for that incentive in the Mirage rather than being in Sky. Alright, we're going to get our look at what's coming from our friend Sarda. And Sunflash comes away with the Rod. Vanilla Rod.
Hey, at least we could. I think we could you can go straight into Earth and clear it out if necessary. Or at least I think so. It's been a while since I did this.
Absolutely, and Sunflash is going to go ahead and give us a cheeky early Earth dip here. Usually you'd probably want to hold off on it, but in these flags, it's always nice to get a good look in here, looking for a good grind tile. While both of our runners on stream are taking fighters, not black belts, it is still nice to find that if you don't plan on doing a walking grind and you just plan on getting away from stuff. Looks like Sunflash was contemplating burning off some encounters here, maybe looking. Brott's trying to find probably some Peds here, but instead runs into Copers with Glare.
Oh no.
Oh, that's a party pack you don't want to see. Gets the nuke off. Let's see, not going to kill the trolls. Is it going to get through the snake? Not going to get through the snake either. But the second sweeper will get there. Your black mage doesn't get any experience, but some of the important ones do. Oh, wow, those snakes are chonky. And the inside mud goals, that's a little more manageable if it's not for the fact that you have to get through the party pack to get to them. So Brott found a couple good encounters, grabbed a couple levels on a couple light warriors. Unfortunately, it looks like the fighter went down for the experience off that last fight. Sunflash, looks like we're going down. Oh boy, arachnids. Luckily, Sunflash's luck is holding here, is not seeing the spells come out.
They'll get away scot-free though, for the most part at least. But yeah, seeing the early Earth play makes a whole lot of sense considering the rod pickup.
Yeah, it's definitely on there. Skipping chess here, I don't know if I fully agree with it, but you know, if you're just trying to do mostly a scouting dip down into Earth, you can't really fault it. Decided we're gonna clear this out, even though we got to jump on it, which, you know, can't blame you. Experience is experience. Brott gonna go ahead and pick up their rod here in a second. So interesting. The biggest thing that's interesting to Sunflash here for me is that we went Earth before Marsh, with Marsh having the incentive, and you have Warp. The Spectres and Geist unfortunately getting the other half of the luck here and getting the jump on him this time. Brott, however, is going to go ahead and dive Marsh and see if we can yank that incentive out. For level 8 across the party here for Sunflash, going to do some quick healing up. Brott unfortunately ran into some ghost-type enemies there and reset out. Oh, Blaze Werewolves. That is not what you want to see in Marsh. And Shadows. Let's see if Shadows actually rolled something here. Nope, they're dead.
Yeah, currently this Marsh Cave is looking like the enemy lineup is not the best here.
Yeah. Oh, that's a Phantom on a trap tile. That is no bueno. And the Pro Capes are maximum minus here. They're -3. Oh, the Shadows had Quad X. Thank you very much for clearing that up for us, chat. That's why we're resetting from Shadows.
Ugh.
Oh. Okay. We have a key out of Marsh. That is all kinds of big.
And the incentive is early. You just gotta tough out some pretty bad encounters in order to get to it.
Yeah, but seeing what they pull out of here, this is one of the last 2 incentives open on the NRC. This is going to determine what is in ice. Sunflash, unfortunately, running into Wizard's going to have to reset out of that here. So we got cash, dagger, more cash, soft, and a ship. So there is something that is not ship related inside of ice. Not what you want to see already being in the air, but you know, there's trap tiles down there, so it may not all be in vain at the end.
Yeah, I don't really see the ship being useful currently, just because of the fact that we have the airship already.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those things where if you get that super early floater, you want to be like, okay, please don't give me the ship. Please don't give me this ship. I don't want to go to ice. Brott's going to do a really cheeky Dwarven Armory check here. Comes out the Saber 5, a Coral Sword 5? That's, all things considered, that's not the worst. I mean, it is going to do work on Kraken. Most things in sea. Sunflash is going to make his way through the party pack to the Mud Goals again. I got a feeling he might take these a couple times. Brott, however, is going to give us Astos' closet to see what trap tiles and treasures are in there. Just some money. Mage tile, not the worst.
Yeah, decent amounts of experience from these guys, from what I'm guessing.
Yeah, not my ideal trap of choice, but given all things considered, I would definitely take it at least a couple levels. I mean, they've only got slow so far. Life 2 available at level 5 white magic. Level 5 black magic is Brack, and that's about it.
I can appreciate the fact that the little victory animation plays whenever you're in the shop now. That's something that came from the remakes of Final Fantasy 1.
Yeah, absolutely. So for those of you new to the randomizer, we've made a bunch of, on top of all the randomization, there are a ton of quality of life improvements. One of the more recent ones is when you highlight an item in the shop, it will tell you if that is a learnable / equipable thing, depending on the party member. So you can actually see if you can equip that in the case of, for a lot of you, your thieves and your red mages on, is that piece of armor I can equip, or can I not equip that piece of armor? Usually it's not that bad, but sometimes when you get in between the woodens and the chains and the level 2 shields, it gets a little confusing.
Yeah, and like I mentioned, I think that was something I carry over from a thing that was like ported back from the Final Fantasy 1 remakes on like the Game Boy Advance and the PS1.
Absolutely. You can also hit select in the shop, since select has no other real use in the game, in order to see stats, things like that, to also help you make decisions if you're doing casual in your first couple times through the randomizer here. It looks like Brott's finally going to give us some new progress here. Looks like we're going to have an Ordeals dip. Alright, getting through. Gonna take a couple of saves to avoid some encounters. Sunflash staying at the end here. Gonna get back in their airship, see where we go from here. Oh, it looks like it's marsh time for Sunflash, so Sunflash unfortunately has to make it through this rather nasty marsh, but is going to get a key for their efforts if they go north first, and indeed they are.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, I mean, one of the first things you would probably want to do anyway is to go north when you're doing marsh.
Yeah, with a randomized or traps, well, I mean, marsh is a trap in and of itself, the whole place. But with a randomized treasure chest, I always prefer going north first, because there's 4 chests up there on only 1 floor, and it's much quicker to get out of. So if it's up there, you can save yourself a lot of headache. Especially because some of the enemies down toward the lower end, and I'm looking at you, Scorpions, have a tendency to be really, really bad, especially if you're low on levels. Brott's trying to navigate through this pillar maze, doing pretty well so far. Did not check the cheeky trap tile. We have some man cats that are deciding to mute things. Didn't happen to get the Fade Caster though when they go down. Sunflash getting their key out, stopping for a second. I think we're going to make some decisions. Going to loot out the rest of the floor, it looks like.
Yeah, maybe he hopes to find some more, a lot of money or a nice weapon to use, but seems like nothing from here, so Sunflash is out.
Yeah, saw that arachnid, decided it got away from it, said, okay, I'll press my look, and oh my goodness. And ladies and gentlemen, for the second time today, and I can tell you from firsthand experience on the first one, we have the eyes on the trap tile here in Ordeals.
Yeah, this will be a nice trap tile when you get it.
Oh yeah, trust me, I can tell you that much. But yeah, got the eye trap tile there. Not gonna sit on it. Again, with a fighter, it's not as important, especially when you don't have a weapon, because you can't really solo with them that much, and you haven't found a casting item that can help you clear them out. Looks like we get a slab out of Ordeals.
Well, we have access to Melman anyway, and we did see a Melman from Sunflash, so Brott might want to turn in that tablet or that slab rather.
That was a ribbon on the +3 variety, so not only is it going to protect you from everything, it's got stats.
Pretty good.
Yeah, Sunflash on the meanwhile going to be heading into Volcano, going to check out some things here. Going to probably check some trap tiles and some treasures here. Oh, no trap tile there. We're going to at least get a good look in at the... We're going to get us a look in at the armory, though. It looks like Brott went back. We're going to take some eyes.
Yeah, this makes a whole lot of sense for Brott. It's a quick and easy grind tile.
Oh, got a free gold out of the armory. Cannot complain about that at all here. Opal shield. Red D in the wrong place in Volcano. That's not your trap tile. Oh, they a little chonky. That's a fade and 2 nukes, somewhere in the neighborhood of 450-ish. Alright, so if you're brought here... Oh, never mind. I was going to say how far you take the grind, but it looks like it's done with it for now. Didn't quite see what level Brott got to. I think it's, judging by just by the time spent, I'd probably say 12 to 14 range, maybe.
Yeah, Brott was on that tile for quite a while.
I saw 15 proc over there, so 15 to 17. If I'm taking a full party grind early and I don't want to sit on it forever for the entire grind, I think 15 to 17 is about where you go, because that's going to put you good enough where Earth, Volcano, no problems. With an early enough brack like they have, no problems in Sea. I mean, even Sky's not going to put you much problems there. And the only thing you'll have to worry about is Topher itself if you get up to 17, 18.
Get Agama on Sunflash's side.
Hey, if the experience trick comes in front of you, you're not gonna turn it down. Yes, Cure 4 was in the second slot of level 1, I believe. I believe it is 9th learnable, but the Fade was in the 4th, which is what prompted our reroll at the beginning here. We're looting out Agama floor. So it looks like Sunflash is going to be doing us a full loot here. If you've been watching any spring tournament, you probably are going to see a lot more looting in this match, just based on the party compositions, is that both of our players are running fighters as their melee carries, which are so much more gear dependent than your black belt. Your black belt's like, okay, I can buy all the armor I'm ever going to need. Alright, and Sunflash, 1R Giant will already be a carry here. Alright, end to carry, here we go. We're gonna nuke. We're going to nuke again. I believe we're gonna fade. I think we're just gonna magic strat this out now. Ooh, carry does hit hard, and carry is resistant to magic, so this is gonna be a little bit of a damage race.
Yeah, this may be a problem for Sunflash if Turner doesn't go the right way, but down goes carry, and that will be first blood for Sunflash lighting the first orb of the match.
All right, yep, 1 orb down. We're gonna get us some goodness there. First orb at 24 minutes. You gotta feel good about that.
Yeah, even though your black mage gets knocked down by carry, it still ended up being a pretty solid, pretty straightforward fight. Turn order didn't get messed up for Sunflash, and just looks like Carrie didn't have a whole lot of health to begin with, so.
Yeah, again, that's going to be the thing. Even with clamped boss health, and what we mean by clamped is most standard flags are going to have a random percentage. When we say clamped, we basically mean they're locked at a certain level. In our case, I believe our bosses are locked at 100 to 150% health. So Carrie's going to be at worst vanilla, and a vanilla and a half at best. So with that on top of magic absorb or magic defense on carry could make nukes and fades still take you a while to get through, or 2-3 turns even with triple casts. All right, so Sunflash is going to be diving down here. It looks like that Brott right behind him. We're going to have some high five in an ice cave. Now, neither of our runners have exit, but they both have warp, so we're going to be getting a little bit of a warp trick here. You warp back up, you get 3 chests out of 1 check. And there's the cube. Oh, Sunflash going to pick up that silver now, and is going to continue down to pick up more chests. Now, what about you, Professor? Do you think there you just walk it out, or do you just go out the long way and pick up a couple chests?
I think you would just keep going through ice.
I mean, it's
just get more chests.
Yeah, it's 50-50 in my opinion. I mean, myself, I think I just warp up, walk up, and then warp up twice more, and I'm out, and just to keep it safe, because you never know when one of these, what that trap tile could have been. You never know when something down here is going to be nasty. You get ambushed by, frost wolves with something bad, and it's going to be suddenly you're rediving. All right, Brott playing with some birds as we have our frost friends dealing with Sunflash here. And for all of our Sky chanters in chat, we do have full access to Sky now. At this point, though, we are actually in a really interesting position. We are, I think, precisely 1 item from Go mode, being the Oxyale we are missing.
Yeah, pretty quick and easy Go mode if you find the Oxyale.
Yeah, now, in this case, with no black belts on the table, both of our runners would very much prefer probably to find a tail as well. Just for the fact that, promotion is promotion, and they are all holding on to multiple pieces of Opal equipment already. Free pro ring, there you go. The black shirt rolled +2, that's another thing to push you toward promotion. Better than your rings, which only rolled +1 on the golds. Alright, through the trap. We saw the bottom one over here is an iron 4 shield, and the top one's just a little bit of money. Alright, so Brott's out. It looks like Sunflash is leaving. Not going to go check those top 5, but Brott is going to check here, so it might get a small advantage if we pull something out. It'll have to be better than a wood stick to make it worth it, though. Oh, ambushed by wizards. Thankfully, that fighter up front's still pretty chonky at the moment. Well, that was a big money chest, so I cannot complain about money of that variety.
Oh yeah, that's always when you get big money like that. That's just you're gonna take that with respect.
Yeah, especially since I don't believe we've seen the shop item yet. I will check.
We have not, actually.
I will check our notes here. We have our wonderful tracker Shadow keeping us up to date here.
Going to Mirage and then end into the Sky.
Oh, Sky chanters, you've got to be happy about this.
Yeah, I would if I was in this situation, I would be heading to Sky after I did Ice.
I mean,
Straight up going to Ice.
You're all braver than I am, passing that up over, Waterfall and 2 shops that get to behold your vendor item on the eastern, or on the westernmost northern continent.
Yeah, there's a lot of density out in this these Mirage and Sky here.
Ooh, is that our Bane sword?
Looks to be so.
Ooh, +2 too. So in worst case scenario, you can swing it. Best case scenario, you can bane things with it. Looks like we're passing it off to one of our mages so that we can bane things down the line. All right, Brott is in Volcano. Looks like they've just cleared out Armory and has decided that we are going to be going us for a carry kill here. So it'll be interesting to see if Brott clears out the same chests along the way. We didn't find a ton in here, but I don't think we also cleared out a couple of the out-of-the-way rooms, like the northwest and the northeast, the center-eastmost rooms on the Agama floor. All right, some Catmans are blocking Sunflash from getting to greater than less than. And oh, that's a reset.
Yeah, the Catmen are hitting like a truck right now.
And once again, we're running into an Agama here on the Agama floor, all things, of course, considered. Wow, that was not a lot of hits. Those Agamas are kind of soft. If we could find that Agama trap tile, that might be better than the eye.
Yeah, that would be really nice if we did get the Agama trap tile, because, like you mentioned, the eye trap tile back in Ordeos is our best grind tile that we have.
Yeah, it's both the best overall, but again, without a black belt, I mean, all of these things are, you know, a lot of stuff you're saying in the spring tournament so far is like, how do I optimize my black belt play? It's really refreshing to see some fighter play here where you're going to be doing things like, oh my goodness, that was sleep, that was thunder, Cerebus is suck. We're barely alive here. We're trying to get through them, and a lit 3 to go on top of that thunder. Alright, so we've got Fades, we've got Nukes, we've got all the spells going out here against Carry. Got another nuke going out. 288 unresisted, dead Carry. Alright, we've got our first orb lit for Brott at about 32 minutes. Both of our runners now have their fire orbs lit.
Still respectable.
Oh, absolutely. Well, that's the thing with this flag set. With the canoe start and the way that we have the randomized incentives, it's not like you're going to have a ton of these 15-minute fiend kills. Getting your fiend kills your first one 25, 30 minutes in isn't terrible. It's all about how quickly you can optimize and knock them down there at the end. You're going to usually get your second, third, and fourth fiend kills within 10, 15 minutes of each other. So it's just, clearing them out once you get going. Now the dragon armor, unfortunately, rolled -3. The katana's +1. Unfortunately, no thieves on either side.
Yeah, so we're dealing with just a sword that doesn't really deal not like entirely important for this current for either of the party lineup.
No, I guess they can sell it.
Yeah, they sell for a pretty penny.
Sunflash getting through and resetting out, deciding nothing in there I want to keep out of greater than less than. But it is going to go back in. I guess we're going to go looting Sky proper now.
Yeah, I get it. You're right in the area, and we know the Sky is just right above Mirage, so going to Sky right away just makes a whole lot of sense for Sunflash.
Yeah, and you are 15. You're 15. You have access to Brack, which isn't the best, and a Bane sword. I mean, you've got insta-kill possibilities. You do have a fighter with, I believe, Sunflash does have that Coral 5. So, yeah, there are options. Brought in here, we see spiders. And the users have frost on top of it, because why not? Alright, so Brott's going to give us our first look down underneath the rod lock, I think, here. Alright, how long's Vampire last? 1 or 2 hits? Yep, that's 1. Oh, and we rob his piggy bank for 58 gold. All right, Sunflash now into proper sky, and here I just saw him dink 15 across the board on his light warriors. Brott having just hit 18 on the backside of that vampire kill. We're looting money, 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 silver bonk, and money. Oh, taken from one of our other commentators. We're looting under the bed. Unfortunately, we don't think it's find anything under Vampire's bed here. Not a lot of anything good. Oh, trance airs. That is not good. You're gonna see those again in Topher, and that's a place where you don't want to see trance a lot of times.
Yeah, it doesn't feel good.
We're gonna heal up after that. Yeah, and he hadn't even got out of that same room yet, so gonna be getting across here. I think we still have 2 rooms left to loot. Gonna go for that vanilla bane sword. Hey, Gurmeduses. Brought almost down to Earth 5, and we are on Lich floor now. Let's see what our vanilla bane's chest is. It's the TNT. It's not a bane sword. It's an incentive, and a free eye for some experience.
Hey, they'll take that eye because like we mentioned, this is pretty much a big XP farm.
Absolutely. Find one incentive, get experience for free. Yeah, that's the one thing. This is one of the biggest, I think, things for the advocates of the Sky play. There are a good bit of enemies up here that are, thanks to ability and touch shuffle, where the abilities get passed around all the mobs in the game. There are so many enemies up here that are much less threatening with not a lot of hit points. Eyes come to mind. Gurmedusas come to mind. They don't have the scripts in vanilla that make them so feared, and they're just great XP farms. Metal Slimes too, if you happen to have Nuke or Fire 3, just because of the experience.
Right, and we did see, like, the last time I commed, we actually had an iron slime that was not fun at all.
Yes, I do remember that actually, because I believe that was my opponent who had ran into those poor things.
Yeah, and I remember that.
All right, so Sunflash going to take the 4 freebies on Earth 3 and head up into the Sky Maze. We use Maze loosely here as it's just 2 over, 2 up, and it'll be right up to the Bridge of Destiny. All right, so Broth got it down with Lich. You blinked and you missed it. Second Fiend kill, 2 orbs lit. Not bad at all there. We're going to land in the caravan. Do we have a vendor item? We got a crown for 45 grand.
We'll take it. We'll take it. All right, Sunflash onto the Bridge of Destiny.
If you want to see your robot friends, get them in chat.
And I remember seeing them last time when I was with Woes, and it got pretty comical. Like, cause there was that whole Bridge of Destiny was just nutty during that particular comm session. What a big run!
Yeah, good run on the Bridge of Destiny. Yes, I recall that. There were our Hydras, 4 encounters in a row. And Fade, blink and you missed it, Astos is dead. And we get, for our troubles, a Ruby. That is, unfortunately, absolutely useless here. So we dropped 45k for nothing. Alright, we're getting some use out of Cure 4 now. As our pesky front line just keeps falling over. It's like they don't wear armor or something.
Yeah, it actually, because of our Black Mage being in the front, they're taking the blunt of all the attacks because of the way the lineup goes when they start attacking.
Yeah, absolutely. So, in case for anybody new who might be or may not have even realized, even if you do run it, that hey, I wonder how the attacks work. It is, in theory, if once playing it, you would swear it's otherwise. 50% chance for your front slot to be hit, 25% for the second slot, and then 12.5% for each of your backline slots. Unless you're against Kraken 2, then I'm pretty sure it's 100% for the backline slots. Alright, we've got a Tia. We've got a Bane Sword. We don't got anything, though. We've got Temper going out. We've got Fades going out. We've got a little bit of mixed strategy going on here. That was like 78 damage. And unfortunately, our Black Mage is not going to be doing anything.
Yeah, because that was a hold off of Tiamat.
Yeah. Dark goes out. Let's see, can we... Oh, Dark goes out and hits our melee character.
Ooh, yeah, that's not... That doesn't feel good.
Nope. We're going to swing. That was 66 damage. Heal 2 goes out. Small buff in the party.
This Tiamat 1 spell list is pretty rough.
Yeah, not a lot of damage it looks like so far. We've got Heal 3 going out. Hey, Stake and Wings on Brott's screen. We're going to burn the Cure 4. We're going to burn it on the Black Mage. Who broke through anyway. Yep, finally got some damage coming out. Lit 2 probably saved that Black Mage's life. Melee swing goes out, 62 damage. We're going to continue to temper. We're going to try to get something going here on that poor blinded fighter. Oh, we're not going to get anything going. Still ineffective on that Bane Sword.
Yeah, and we were like talking a little bit ago about how Carrie was hit like a truck, but this Tiamat is not only just is very tanky, but also it has a very bad spell list.
Yeah, this is a deep spell list. Yeah, this Bane's just not wanting to fire here. And fire 2 to go with our lit 2 from earlier. 1 damage. Bane Sword goes out, still ineffective. Melee swing goes out. I believe that was 111 that flashed by. Or just 11. Still ineffective. Dark goes out again. Now everybody can't see on our Light Warrior side. Some more heal 3, topping off our team. Brott, meanwhile, fading some man cats up to 19 across the board, starting to climb up ordeals. More fire 2. Our poor, no, the heal 3 is going to save it. Our red mage is looking a little rough there.
Don't you mean Mirage?
Mirage, right. Uh-oh. I believe they hit our white. Oh, that's it. Finally goes down.
Oh, that very nicely done from Sunflash. That will be his second orb lit here.
And gets out. 1 fiend down. The Fiend of Air is vanquished. And most importantly, we still have the TNT.
Yeah, dying to Tiamat would be very painful if it happened.
Meanwhile, we had neglected to mention on Brott's side, had taken their translated slab, stopped by Lefane, and pulled out a white shirt +4. So once again, promotion would just be grand.
Yeah, the tail would be a nice pull, and we could probably see on from the TNT. That would be that'd be pretty cool. Or we could of course get the Oxio and just not worry about the class chains to begin with.
I think even with the Oxiel, we're going to be trying to pull out that tail, and hopefully it's not stranded in C, and it's the power block that's stranded in C. Because there's the Oxiel, so we've got 2 locations left, Waterfall and C. One of them is a tail, one of them is a power bonk.
I say it, and it happens.
It's a curse. Alright, free experience for Brott. Brott is up on the Sky 1, is headed left first, and then we'll probably head to the south side and get their TNT. Sunflash not forgetting, gonna go pick up their expensive crown to go get their shiny rock. Alright, Brott warping out after picking up the TNT. Gonna loot the other side of the floor. Unfortunately, there wasn't much over here but some cash. All right, so Professor, let's talk shop. You're 45 minutes in. You're pretty much in go mode, or you consider yourself in go mode. Put yourself in Sunflash's shoes. You've got 2 orbs down. You haven't taken a grind. You're only about 18 across the board here. Actually going to see that it's the Ruby, reset out, save their money. They had not saved since they exited out of Sky. Good heads up play. Just completely skip it. It never happened. So
yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, so back to what we were saying here. As Sunflash is about to see their go mode and pick up their Oxyale, what do you do for levels here?
Sunflash. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think Sunflash has went to Ordeals yet.
No, they do not have their slab out of Ordeals, which leads to the White Sherp. However, they know now that they don't need it. So I have a good feeling that they may not even go to Ordeals. So Sunflash doesn't even know that eye tile exists. Assuming that Sunflash goes Waterfall here first, checking for the tail. And if they find the tail, I don't even think we're going to be opening boxes in C. Also, good point out here by Shadowed, our tracker, keeping me on my toes here. There is a bottle still outstanding, so that could very well lead to one of either our power bonk or to our tail.
Yeah. So as far as the grind tiles concerned, I honestly don't know. I mean, you could just head to the Agama floor, but we don't. I don't even think there was a. We didn't see the trap. I don't think we saw the trap tile there, unless it was Agama's.
We didn't see the Agama trap tile. We know that the Grey Worm trap tile is a red dragon. I think that's about the best that Sunflash has seen, unless you're going to risk the party platter on the outside of Holo Giants.
So, as it stands, even though you don't have, even though the levels for Sunflash aren't, like they're average, but not like below average, I would say. Checking boxes just to find the tail, I think is a good choice here. I mean, it would be nice to find a good trap tile, and of course, just considering the fact that Sunflash never went to Ordeals, never got the slab out of there, and by extension does not know about the eye trap tile. But I guess we'll see what happens here.
Yeah, we'll have to. Yeah, we'll have to see what the trap tile in here is. We'll have to see what the incentive from the robot actually ends up being. Brott, net side, we're going to nuke down some Mudgulls and some Sorcerers on the Bridge of Destiny here. Now 21, pretty much. The walking grind for Brott, on top of what we were doing earlier in Ordeals, has really paid off. Brott, with a fighter in your party, you can take the whole party up a ways and just be fine. We find the tail, enough, in Waterfall, meaning that we have a bottle leading to a power bonk in C somewhere. Sunflash is in go mode has skipped both of the quote-unquote, dud items, being the white shirt and the power bonk. Not exactly duds in my book, but you never know. And has all this going. Now, Sunflash has go mode. Sunflash has perfect knowledge of all the incentives. Sunflash doesn't have a ton of levels. Sunflash doesn't have an amazing in-game weapon. We don't have a Massa, we don't have a Vorpal, and I think if we do have an Excalibur, roll junk. And the armor is not the greatest. I know the Dragon armor, I think, rolled -3. Aegis was minus. On the other side, Brott on their Tia here, and we're just going to damage it. We're not going to be meleeing it because our melee fighter is now just going to sit there for a while. But nukes will eventually get this done. The Tia didn't have a massive amount of health because we were just slowly meleeing down on Sunflash's side.
But in the meantime, Sunflash is heading directly over to C with that tail in hand. I would not be surprised. Oh, Sunflash is checking some boxes.
Yeah, decides to go right side of the C split immediately, and Blaze C Trolls. Well, I think the party pack's out of the question. It's always something in C that's got to ruin your day. All right, blink and you miss it. Brott getting through.
Yep, I was just gonna mention that. So Brott still maintaining the orb lead, but of course is probably not aware about the fact that the tail is out of the waterfall fair. I mean, waterfall cave, and for good reason. It's not even worth it, but it is gonna go and turn in that TNT for the Oxy Ale. We'll be in go mode.
Yeah, we'll be in go mode. We'll know that, okay, I have this left outstanding, the bottle and or the tail, and one of them's in C, but I don't really need them. But again, it's one of those things of, do you risk not taking, you risk going tailless on this? I think just given the considerations of how Tophers have been rolling so far the pod stage, that you probably want to promote just for all the benefits that you get, specifically getting some white magic on your fighter / knight as well.
Yeah, and it looks like Brott is not going to promote, and is going to leave the tail back in waterfall, or at least I don't think so. Oh no, okay, he's going to waterfall. Good, that's good.
Yep. Sunflash coming out with a bottle out of the Sharknado room itself, which means even if you're not checking a ton of boxes, it's right on the way and one of the few boxes that you would probably check. If you're not checking a ton of boxes but opening some, you're probably going to open the 2 room at the top, which I call the peanut room, maybe both halves of C split, and then probably Sharknado room proper, the 3 non-guarded ones in there. Yeah, pointing out in chat, yeah, I would definitely don't see you not turning in the bottle there, simply because you know it's either a white shirt or a power bonk, and it's a super quick stop. We'll probably be happy, honestly, that it is the power bonk over the white shirt, in my opinion, there. Alright, so Sunflash nearly to Kraken here. So for Kraken, we do have a Coral Sword. Coral Sword does do increased damage to Kraken, if I am not mistaken.
I want to say yeah. In this case, I don't. It's been a while since I played and knew a bit about Final Fantasy 1, so I might be wrong by saying that.
No, you're absolutely correct. It's one of those things where we've had to point out in chat a couple times. It's not always a meme. The Coral Sword and the Rune Sword together do work because the Rune Sword is strong against both Carry and Lich, I believe. And the Coral Sword will take out Kraken. I'm not sure if either one of those are effective on Tia, which is weak to, I believe, the Dragon Sword. Alright, so we're nuking. No, we're not nuking. I believe we're walling. No, cure 4ing. And we're walling. And we're getting meleeed for only 171. Okay, Kraken a little on the nice side today. Brott pulls their tail out of Waterfall and is immediately going promotion. And free boxes.
It's close by. You may as well make the pit stop once you get the tail just to promote.
Sunflash getting through Kraken, running into the real final boss of C, the lobsters.
But that is Sunflash's third orb lit.
Yep, all Sunflash has to do is head back into that nasty Earth Cave and dig themselves out a final orb, and they'll be with the ability to go into Topher. I'm not sure in my shoes how confident I would be. You can definitely get through it, but a couple extra levels and maybe a little bit better weapon, I'd feel a little bit better.
Yeah, because this is still hinging on the fact that Sunflash is not aware of the eye trap tile back in Ordeals.
Overall, we're not aware of many good tiles. I mean, if you want to risk it, there's a red dragon and Volcano. There's the Eye and Ordeals, but Sunflash doesn't know about it. There's the Mud Goals on the inside of the party pack on the Holo Giants. And Jay Scheidel pointing out, yeah, there's always a Phantom and Earth if you want to go like one experience at a time. Wait, was that what I thought it was? Oh, it's a Sun +5. Okay, that is a serviceable weapon. I'm happy with a Sun 5. You can service that through the end of the game.
Yeah, this is a really good a good blessing on that Sun sword.
Yeah, that is absolutely endgame worthy. You can say what you want to about all the rest, but I am 100% now satisfied with that. And I think Brott is too. I think we're gonna go kill us a Kraken, and Brott's sitting on decent enough levels to, I believe, in my opinion, try a Topher dive and see what we run into. Looks like Sunflash going to clear out the rest here, so Sunflash will end up with a Sun 5 as well. Again, that is going to, no, all facetiousness aside, be absolutely huge. That is a most serviceable weapon for, even the most careful of runners.
Brought into C. And I think Brott has a pretty nice lead ahead of That being said, Topher can make this really, really close.
Topher gonna Topher. Brott is, I think, a little bit ahead here. They got a couple more floors they got to get through, and they have to survive, Blaze Sea Trolls. But, Earth is one of those things where clearing it or not clearing it, it's the same speed either way, and that speed is slow. Because you have to walk down 5 floors, you have to crack the earth rod lock, you have to take out the stupid bats. Now, the question is, Brott's going to stop by Sharknado and pick up that bottle, because that would be nice. Power Bonk, all things considered, is still a Power Bonk. Checking these 2 free chests here, I gotta feel that Brott will at least check those first 3 chests and get that bottle out of Sharknado Room. I mean, it's one that you at least dip in and grab 1 chest, and it's an extra 5 steps, 6 steps for the other 2. Yeah, Sunflash hasn't stopped by. I haven't seen them go to Gaia yet to grab the bonk, but they're still not in Topher yet. And sure enough, we're going to pull out a flame armor and a bottle for Brott. Brott's got to be happy to see that. I mean, it's right on the way. You know it's the power bonk. You're pretty solid all around.
Yeah, this definitely feels good for Brott. I want to. What do you think Brott is going to turn in that bottle to get that power bonk?
100%. I think Brott turns in the bottle for the power bonk, slaps it on the knight, maybe grabs some spells, tops off some heal potions, and tries Topher here, because Brott's been doing a walking grind on top of this small eye grind they did, and we'll see it next time the level comes up. I believe Brott's in the mid-20s now. Yeah, I missed it there real quick, but yeah, Brott's in a good position here. I believe I'm still a little worried that Sunflash is behind a couple of levels here to give it a good, honest dive into Topher. I mean, you can get into Topher in 20. I mean, that's not a problem. But getting down and not running into, none of the nukes we've seen very little other spells coming off any of these bosses. You still have all those insta-kills out there. Shumbabu, the question in chat, is 23 the breakpoint for the next swing with a Sun 5? It would take a better mathematical FFR mind than me to confirm or deny that. Maybe one of our other chatters would be able to help us out with that. But we have some swinging going on. We got some Fog 2 strats. I'm a fan.
Sounds good. Yeah, I'll take it.
All right, so let's see what a fasted Sun Sword's gonna do. Fade goes out. 134. Swing goes out. Oh, I think that was 100 and some.
102.
Yeah, getting a temper off, but a little bit of Zorby on the Kraken here. Sunflash didn't really have that much of a problem, as I believe they got their fighter wasn't doing much, and they just spelled it out. And sure enough, spells just going to be the way to go for Brott. Avoids the true final boss lobsters of the Sea Shrine, and has now got their final orb lit.
Yeah, pretty soon Brott will be heading over to Topher. But I would imagine Brott is gonna head over to Gaia to get that power bonk.
Yep,
Yeah,
round
go
the
Gaia
world to
here.
the left, and gonna go ahead and grab that. Also, maybe stop a. Is there any magic we haven't seen? No, I think we've seen Life 2. I think we've seen Cure 4. None of our magic rolled into the high slots that we wanted to see. Oh, I think Sunflash's bad luck with this has just kept going and just ran into the arachnids actually wanting to cast damage poison again. Yeah, this is the Earth Cave specifically has been a story of two different Earths. Brott ran through that like a man possessed, didn't run into anything. Sunflash has just ran into, quad-Xing shadows and damage poison arachnids out the wazoo here.
Meanwhile, Brott did get the power bonk. It is +3 as well.
Yeah, that's always a bonus. Alright, we're going to nuke, we're going to swing, and that Sun Sword +5 is going to make very short work of that undead. Brott is doing some last-minute collection, picking up some spells here. Sunflash has lit their 4th orb and is now ready for Topher.
Sunflash might. I'm pretty sure Sunflash will head over to get that power bonk, or at least unless he didn't get. No, he doesn't have the bottle.
No, he has the bottle.
He does.
Yeah, he
does.
was clearing on the way down there. We'll have to see. Both of our runners are doing. You can't blame them for. You want to get through in one go here. So you're gonna load up and you're gonna be absolutely prepped for bear going down. Collect all your spells on your newly promoted might. Make sure you're stocked up fully on heal potions. All right, and it looks like we've got simultaneously level 1 white magic dives. Unfortunately, realizing that Cure 4 still locked out, but at least I can get Fade.
Brott's heading to Topher right now.
Now, is this going to be the dive? I believe it's going to be the dive. It could just be a trap foul check. Nope, it's the dive, and about 103 flat, 103 and some change, we are into Topher. If Sunflash right behind, we'll have to see what the difference is. Brott's gonna grind encounters? It's cheeky, I like it. And Sunflash is through at 103.20, so we've got about 17 seconds difference, and Sunflash is diving straight down.
Yeah, this Topher can shake things. Can either be what makes it a bit of a race, or there'll be a big equalizer like Topher always is.
Yeah, we'll have to see how these bosses' scripts roll. Sunflash is not wanting any experience. We're running from the Gasties. We're running from everything. We're not even checking, the validation chests. We're going straight for broke here. Brott's fading, taking some fights, doesn't feel quite comfortable with the levels. Zombie D's, who needs them? We are gone. Oh, no, we're actually going to nuke him down. I think it was 3 runs and a nuke, one of my favorites. And that is 20 now just across the board on all 4 Light Warriors. That means that your mages aren't going to have but 300 max hit points, so 1 nuke's proc could put most of them on the floor.
Yeah, this is assuming a high roll.
Alright, Brott's still grinding off here. We're still killing some Chimeras on the first floor. I mean, Chimeras are not bad experience, especially in good large packs. We're now 25 on some of these Light Warriors. That's solid. I mean, even the armor rolling minuses, that's still pretty good. Sunflash is on Earth floor, up and around the bend.
Yeah, What do you think? When do you think Brott's gonna stop grinding?
It's hard to tell. Depends on what they're thinking. I mean, they're headed out now. They could be deciding that now it's the cabin and go time at 25. And we're about to see. Maybe they're just going to spell charges. All right, here's Lich 1. We're nuking. We're heal 3ing. No, we're not heal 3ing. All right, we're fading. 104. Bane, oh lord. 2 for 2. 3 for 4. Oh, that is awful.
Oh, and not to
yeah.
Jeez, but makes it out just with a sliver of health left to go.
Yeah, and that's a reset.
That's a reset. Yeah.
That's just wait. Is that the trap tile? Cause that no, he might have. Okay, Brott might actually be diving here. I'm like, is that trap tile? No, that's a toe for floor 2 encounter. Okay, we've got badmen. We've got ambushing badmen. Nope, not ambushing, but they're still hurting. We got the nuke off though. Not going to get all of them on that shot. Brott is on a proper dive.
Oh, it's just that Bane that happened on Sunflash's side. It just does not feel good, and we've mentioned how much trouble Sunflash has been having with the RNG that he's been getting, and Brott has been just powering through this as if it was nothing.
Yeah, Brott has not seen a lot of the overworld and common enemy nastiness that Sunflash has. It hurts to see any runner take a hit like that, but at least it was on Lich and not on Tia. You know, save yourself 7-8 minutes of it not happening deeper in.
Oh yeah. Just the fact that it's on Lich and not on the remaining refights, it only sets back Sunflash so much, but it still doesn't feel really good either way.
Yeah, Brott still taking fights on the way down. We're now 26 across the board as we're still dipping. Not sure how much I like, dumping spell charges if we're going to do a proper dive here, but it is what it is. I mean, experience doesn't lie. And taking those fights, Sunflash right back down, right back to Lich 1. Brott, passed Brott up momentarily, but they're going to be simultaneous fights pretty much. Alright, Sunflash knows what's coming. Brott's got no clue. Alright, we're fasting, we're fading, we're baning. 0 for 2, 0 for 3, 0 for 4. We've got nukes, we've got fades, the magic's flying heavy on both sides of your screens here, and down goes almost simultaneously. Lich goes down on both sides.
This is one heck of a race.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we have us a race. Sunflash with a little bit better run luck getting out of that encounter. Next up will be the Grey Worm encounter. Brott's probably going to hit it right after this Agama fight. Unless somebody didn't go off on the reset. 2 sets of Grey Worms there. And I think Brott just hit the first one. So it looks like Brott is a couple steps ahead in the step count going down here, and is going to take that encounter on the next floor. Alright, simultaneous carries, here we go. Alright, there's a stun that goes out, doesn't do much. We've got a fade going on our right-hand side. We've got nukes going on the left-hand side. We've got a fasted warrior. Four hits on Sunflash's side. Here's going to be a big hit. 469 on that fasted knight with that sun sword. Brott is pulled ahead with a down carry.
Yeah, and it just with this kind of race, it's just dependent on how many counters you get and how much the damage rolls.
Yeah, it's all about these damage rolls. These damage rolls are not being... Oh, that's one step. 1, 2... Ooh, 3 for 4 on the stops. Sunflash is just not having the luck with those extra few levels. I mean, every point of MDef count... Oh, and that's a punched out Black Mage too. Wasn't doing much, but punched out anyway. And finally, the Fade goes down, terminated. With Sunflashes through carry, Brott is going to be healing up and prepping for Kraken 2. Alright, Sacrificial Mages in the front. Here we go, K2. We're going to fast. I believe that was an Invis 2 that's getting ready to go out. We're going to bonk. Oh, that was a Fog 2. So we're going to get some Fog 2 strats going on, some Invis 2 strats going on. Weapons, I believe we're still wielding Sun 5s across the floor. Oh, I think Sunflash took some nastiness there from the Wissags. Oh no. Oh no, do we have a life charge?
If that's the case, that is going to be a problem for this Kraken fight.
Oh yeah, 2 Light Warriors in a Dream here, and nobody's got life. This is gonna be a little rough. Oh, we're still swinging. 422 terminated from has dropped out a 3rd Fiend. We are going to be on our way toward Tier 2 here. And having 2 White Mages, we've got life. We've backed up to a full party of 4.
This is still looking really good for Brott, even though that 2 White Warriors are going down. I'm just gonna call him A, but A's been hitting really hard. Putting out all the hits here.
Yeah, I think the big key is he took a couple extra fights going down, hit that crucial 26, like Shadow pointed out earlier in chat, that is the break point for that extra swing, and just been doing absolute work with it. Alright, we're going to try to bane out some Kraken here and see what happens. Oh, and unfortunately we're punched out, and we're leaving.
Oh, yeah, this feels really bad for Sunflash. Brott meanwhile making pretty nice work of Tiamats right now, putting some high damage. That one swing didn't really roll high, but that last fade was enough to take down Tiamat.
Yeah, 298 unresisted fade by Tia 2 drops some. I mean, for your white mages, you don't got much else you're going to deal with the level 1 charges. Same with your black mages and the level 2s. So use the resources while you got them. All that's left is chaos. We just got to get through the encounters between Tiamat and Chaos, and take my word for it, that's not always free. Alright, so Sunflash has taken some, or stopped by Crescent. We'll have to see where they go from here. Are we going back to Ice? Nope, we're going through Ice. I think we're just going to do doing some resource collection at this point. And on to Chaos Floor. Brott coming in, and we're going to have our first Chaos fight here just about 1:13:30. Here we go. We're bonking. We're invising. We're fasting. We're invising some more. We're hoping it's a punchy Chaos. First invis goes off. Fast goes off. The punch goes out. Oh, it was about 250 after 1 invis. So, not great. Not bad, though, especially since you've already got 2 stacks of evasion up. Bonk goes out again. Cure 4 onto the Knight. Temper onto the Knight. I believe we're probably going to have some more. One last charge of Invis 2 coming out. Cure 4 goes off first. Good priority. Oh, the Black Mage crucially survives the hit. Temper going to get off. Power bonk
close.
out again. Alright, so that's 2 sabers and a temper and a fast going off on a Sun Sword 5. We're going to start swinging. Nuclear comes out.
Oh, no. Oh, and down goes D1, I'm going to say. The black mage.
Yeah, get a swing off. Was that 50 or 500? No, it looks like it's good damage here. We're going to start casting fades. We're going for broke here. Heal 3, going to put some HP back up on the party. Punch through 2 stacks of Invis, only going to do 100 and some damage to that white. Punches again and misses. Cure 4 is going out. Here's the swing, 707. Cure 4 going out. We're getting our hit points topped off. We're good in case more big spells come out. Here's another swing. 700 terminated. Get your GGs in chat for Brott, taking home first place. With an official SRL time, or excuse me, race time, my apologies, racetime.gg of 1 hour, 15 minutes, and 6 seconds.
Very well played from Brott. And this is, again, the situation where it's just like, Brott's got really lucky with the encounters, got lucky with the rolls, while just Sunflash was on the contrary, just on that unfortunate flip side.
Yeah, it was definitely a tale of two encounter sets. Sunflash ran into a lot more nastiness out in the wild than Brott did, and Brott had a couple of the added advantages of just a little bit more of a consistent walking grind. Brott may have been a step or two behind at times, and just the item count and progression by taking those fights, casting those extra nukes, casting those extra fades. But levels make a difference. Levels make a difference when we see Banes go out on Sunflash's side and take out 75% of the party, and then Brott takes it to Bane to the face and takes 0% of his party out.
Yeah, and this was also due to the fact that eye grind tile that Brott found in Castle of Ordeals. He stayed in there for quite a while, grinding out that eye tile, just getting his party built up in levels, and that really just made the difference. The levels were way well in the favor of Brott compared to Sunflash, where Sunflash did not have that information because he never went to Ordeals. Well, Brott did.
Yeah, like you saw in the first Topher entrance. The first Topher entrance, Sunflash goes in at 19 across the board. With the boss scaling we have on, it's definitely on the low side, even for a fighter-based party as opposed to a black belt. Brock goes in at 21 and then spends 4 levels grinding on the first floor Topher, and just like, okay, we're going to 25, we're going this, we're getting hit points, we're doing a save, and it just paid off. All right, Sunflash on the flip side here. Down a black mage, not a huge deal. We're down going to Kraken 2. Alright, up comes the Black Mage, back from the dead, ready to tank some more hits. We're still seeing if we want to get, if Brott would like to come in for an interview. Just waiting to hear back and reply from that. Meanwhile, we've got some temper going out. We got a swing going out, 152 damage. Invis 2, going to cover the party a little bit. Rub comes out and the Black Mage is back on the floor. Lock 2. Make him a little bit harder to hit. Oh. Sometimes it takes. I think Sunflash is sitting there was like, wait, that worked? But we're unfortunately back to the same spot here. We've only got 2 Light Warriors. Oh, Brott's actually popping up in chat. Yeah, Brott, we are in the Rando Discord. Feel free to just jump in the broadcast booth. Alright, so we're coming up. We have this Wizzahag pack. I believe this has caused us some problems last time. Because crack. And sure enough, down goes the fighter. Nuke goes out. It's at least going to clean the Wizzahags out here, and not even going to get all of them at that. And Crack, unfortunately, gets the red wizard as well.
Yeah, it like we mentioned, like it really just came down to the levels, and Sunflash is feeling that, just feeling it straight out, just because Sunflash it doesn't isn't like a like I wouldn't say like high enough level. He's so like around 20 isn't terrible, but just like it just comes down to how what Brott found out of that Castle of Ordeals. Jeez.
No, it's definitely a good point. A lot of it is being able to. It's really the double-edged sword here. Sunflash's absolute ability to optimize and be able to skip the slab from Ordeals and knowing that it was the white shirt because they got all their other items was great because they didn't have to go to Ordeals, but they didn't find the eye. They didn't get those extra grinds going, and because of that, they've just been a little bit behind in leveling overall. I mean, you've seen it again and again so far this week in races of the questioning, when do you feel comfortable going in with what party? Like, every time you see a black belt, the question is 32 or 42. Every time you see the rest of these parties, it's like, where's the line at? And I really feel with a fighter-based party that the line is 24. I just personally in my heart feel that 24 is the number in the line that you want to be with this specific clamp set going into Topher, no lower than if you're going to be especially going to be relying on a full party like this.
Yeah, and it makes sense too. And yeah, when you mentioned that double-edged sword, you pretty much hit it right on the nose. It's just Sunflash, while he was able to get away with skipping a lot of some of those pretty rough checks that leads like that white shirt and such, it did come at a pretty big cost.
Yeah, so we're back up to Lich 1 here. We're going to see how it goes. We've got our full party. We're going to heal up. We're going to go into this. We're going to respect the Lich 2. We know he starts off with that first turn party sweeper. All right. Nukes, fades, swings. Let's go. Bane, 1, 2, 3 for 4 on Bane again.
Yeah, it hurts to see. It hurts to see it. Honestly, it doesn't feel good.
No, and it's not what you want to see happen. But it is a randomizer. Topher, and it's more than anything. You hear it drilled in time after time on these broadcasts. Topher is gonna Topher. All right, we're taking a little bit of a grind we're going to take some fights on the way down. Nuke, we're going to clear out the bad men. Maybe get us a crucial level or two here, and see we're still now just hitting 20, 19 on one light warrior, 20 on the other light warriors. I just feel it's those couple levels worth of MDef, couple levels worth of health, which are just a lot of what's expecting you. If you go back and watch this, a VOD of this either on the channel or from a YouTuber in the future here. It's really just stark, especially when you start to hit these big ramping levels. You go slowly up 1 to 10, 10 to 20. Those are good levels for surviving just on pure hit points. 20 to 30 and going up from there, especially after promotion, is really where you're going to start to get your built-in character defenses aside from your armor. And that is really where your survivability is going to kick in against this in-game stuff that doesn't care about hit points, your zaps, your bracks, your banes, your cracks in the case of our Wissa hacks. All right, we're still thinking about getting Brott in here for you for a little bit of an interview. Meanwhile, we are going to absolutely continue to work with Sunflash here, walk with him down through Topher yet again here, making another lap past the Earth floor down toward our friend Lich 2.
Funny because Brott was in the booth, but he's not here now.
No, we'll see if we can get him back in. All right, Lich 2. Bane, 1, 2, 3, and we're not even going to wait to see if the fourth one hits.
Yeah, this Lich 2 has not been playing really nicely with Sunflash. It just feels so bad to see it happen. It's like,
and you can't fault Sunflash, especially right now. Your opponent's finished, and you've got to be thinking that you're not. I'm right there I'm in the same time frame, I'm in the same place, and maybe a little bit of it's just, I'm getting through this one way or another. But you've got to commend Sunflash on just keeping, you're not seeing, 30 seconds a minute here on the screen, just, what am I doing? It's just, going back in, we've got this, we're going back in, we're going to clear this, and just, getting right back on that horse and diving right back into Topher here.
Yeah, it makes you want like the question is how long does Sunflash stay and try to take down Lich 2, knowing that Brott has already finished?
I mean, we'll have to see. You're gonna get to go to a goes. We run into the super undead pack here. We get away. We go through. We're gonna find our friends, the ogres, whiz ogres, and all of our others. We're gonna crack us a plate, and we're down. All right, here we go. Into Topher proper. All right, Metal Slime's doing Metal Slime's things. Just kind of sleep touch. Oh, taking a nap. And again, it's just another one of those things. Sunflash seeing sleep touch on the slimes because getting hit by him, whereas Brott really just didn't run into it.
Okay, so back onto the earth floor for Sunflash.
Nope, just as soon as we get through this Frosty fight. And get through the rest of this. Okay, but we're not even bothering to pick up our first half of percents here. Our black, he's just sitting. Oh man, getting ambushed out by these sleep slimes now. That's just rude.
Yeah, this. Oh. Yeah, this just doesn't.
All right, and unfortunately, I don't know. We're sitting on the script. We're sitting here. We're thinking. Oh, not sure what Sunflash is. Unfortunately, it looks like Sunflash has decided that we have seen more than enough of this bad luck. We are going to go ahead and toss in the towel here at a 127.48. Definitely get your GGs out, though. Sunflash absolutely gave it a shot here, trying everything in their power.
Yeah, it really just came down to the levels. The levels really just like the fact that Brott found that eye tile and Sunflash didn't. It really decided it. Not to mention too the fact that Sunflash skipped those checks, and we actually have Brott in the booth right now, and so is Sunflash. GG's to both of you.
Good game, Sunflash.
Good game, Brott.
Yeah, so it was really great to watch, guys. The kind of unfortunate disparity at the end, on notwithstanding, it was really fun watching you guys go back and forth, especially with your similar party comps here, and just the absolute speed in which you guys cleared. Because I mean, an hour flat almost. Both of you guys are ready to start, hammering Topher. Go in there, see what you can do. So let's just hear it from you. Brott, you as our first finisher. Let's start with you. What did you think of the seed?
I thought it was very quick. It felt like this was the perfect seed for me to get back into playing the game. Seeing Fade level 1 was quite nice. It's always an issue when you see Fast and Temper at the same level. But with that being said, seeing them both at level 1, that's not so bad. And then obviously Nuke level 2. Now you're just... Hopefully you can find a weapon at that point.
Yeah, that definitely seemed a little be a little bit of a thing that we'll circle back to as one of the themes of the seed here. Sunflash, again, GG. You stuck with it as absolutely long, as probably longer than I would have here. What did you think?
Well, I've got a couple notes here. And the one in basically all caps is the word Bane for a couple of different reasons. But no, that was a really fast seed. I felt like I was going to PB on that one, and I think I just went too fast. I got into Topher and I went, oh, I don't have the levels to be able to deal with this without a ribbon. And it showed after about 30 minutes of cracking my head against that skull against that wall rather. So no, it was fun. I absolutely screwed up at the start. Race nerves made me, I assume everyone caught that, but there's supposed to be a temper on that red mage, but that ended up getting filled by white magic because I had a brain fart. And otherwise, though, it wasn't a bad seed. It was just a player seed.
Yeah, it was definitely a little bit rough here, and I'm sure as you both were hearing, probably watching back on the commentary stream after you guys had finished on the delay, it really was a little bit of an unfortunate there for you, son, that your correct choices and being able to see I don't need to do ordeals for that slab, was able to give that one grind tile to Brott to get some early levels, and then just like Brott you taking deciding, you know what, we're just gonna walk and grind, take these fights as they come, and just that 4 and 5 levels in Topher that just stacks up to, like you said, son, the word Bane in all caps, both that Bane sword failing to go off on TM at about 50 times, along with the Bane on Lich going 3 for 4 on you about 4 or 5 different times, compared to, unfortunately for you, Brott getting through with a Bane and no casualties.
Yeah, I knew the moment that I spent however many bloody times it was with that Bane sword on Tier 1 that it was not a good seed for one shots. And I'm still surprised I got through all of C without seeing those Wissahags that also had crack. And yeah, I felt like I was going to be doing okay. I was going to be a little rough for wear due to the levels, but I've done dumber and gotten through Topher. But when the one-shots and the sleep touches and everything decide that you don't get to play, well, you don't get to play.
Yeah, it was definitely, and a lot of it was, like you had said, the Banes, the sleep touches, the cracks, damage poison on the arachnids, which I don't know if Brott ever saw.
I saw a few times. I saw them a few times.
That was what, on my way out of Earth, or out of my way out of something, and almost made me forfeit right there.
They wiped me.
I think they wiped you out of Marsh.
Yeah, so I was heading back to Elfland, and it was like one step out. I got the herb, or sorry, I used the herb, and then I got an encounter one tile outside, and it was them, and they wiped me. So it wasn't like, it was probably the best time to see that, because I lost maybe 45 seconds because of it. I did see them again in Earth, but I believe I had a ribbon at that point. I'm trying to remember where I found the ribbon. I'm not. Was it bottom of Earth, or was it Ordeals? I found a ribbon.
I think it was in Ordeals. I think the ribbon 3 was in Ordeals where you had found it. Because we were commenting because you had taken one eye and then went to go clear and then went back for more eyes. So I think it was in Ordeals proper.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't sure how much extra XP I would get by getting that the extra key item. It wasn't all that much. It was like 60 XP or something. But I also realized that I would have to, after I went back, I realized that I only had warp and not exit. So I would have to go and take that that trap tile at the very end anyways. But so that was a little bit of a misplay there, but it wasn't too bad. But overall, the seed was pretty good. Like I said, it was a perfect seed to get back in the game. I haven't played since the last spring tournament, I believe. So it was before the damage modifiers on the weapons and the bonuses on the characters. But I've seen there's quite a lot different than there was last time I played, and I have to say that these changes are excellent. So I'm not sure. I'm not too involved in the community. Like I don't really talk to too many people. So I don't know when the changes happened, etc. But whoever suggested these changes or coded them or implemented them, like kudos to all of them, like for the good ideas and the hard work. Like it's changed the game for the better for sure. It was really fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And then as always, our devs are just top notch, giving us the craziest and best options here to create a fun experience for all of us. Flipping back around to real quick on this, how about finally pulling that Sun Sword +5 so you have something that's not a butter knife to swing around?
Hey, a light axe is just fine.
Man, at the moment I pulled that Sun Sword, I went, oh, okay, this is completable at a speed beyond, 2 hours opening every chest in, Volcano or something trying to find a weapon. Because I knew I was going too fast and I wasn't, if I didn't find a Sun Sword or a Maso or something useful, that I was dead in the water. So when I pulled that, it was like, oh, goodness, okay.
Do you guys have access to like an item chart, like where things are? Like, are you able to tell us where the Massa was, or the Excalibur, or anything like that?
Unfortunately, I don't think we have spoiler logs available for something like that without actually physically playing the seed out ourselves. But
Yeah.
to what you guys completed, you ran over most of the same stuff. You did all of Sky 1. You both skipped Sky 2 completely. I think that one of you, I think it was you, Sun, had greeted the 4 free chests in Sky 3. You guys have pretty much both skipped out on mermaids, which is where I'm probably suspecting at least one of your good swords was. And then just a couple of rooms in Earth was all that was skipped, and a couple of rooms in Volcano. Other than that, you guys had pretty much full cleared. There wasn't many locations that those swords could have been hiding.
Key locked, Garland's Castle, I didn't check. And the key Marsh, bottom of Marsh, I didn't check. I only checked one chest in Marsh.
Yeah, there were several locations that I was sitting there arguing the entire time I was walking by them, going, I probably need to pop that because that's going to be my only ribbon or my, my Vorpal or Mosso or whatever. But I'm feeling like as fast as I was able to go, I was like, okay, Brott's going to be 10 minutes ahead of me. I need to just gas it and make do with whatever I can get. And that's when I ended up breaking down at one point and going to where was that Sun Sword? That was the one in Cardia Isles.
Yeah.
And I ended up going there because, okay, I can't even begin to catch up if I don't have a weapon, so I have to go find these bonus chests, and that was just an easy one to go after. So.
Yeah, well, my plan was, so obviously when I was in C, I knew that the only thing left was Bottle that turns into Power Gauntlet. So my thinking before I found the Sun Sword was if I didn't find a sword, I would probably full clear C to get the Bottle, to get the Power Gauntlet, to actually have I felt like that was the only chance for my fighter to have a chance to start doing damage quickly with a weak item. But then I just obviously I found the Sun Sword, and I just checked like just the easiest chests in C, and it just happened to find the Bottle in one of those chests. So I took the extra 90 seconds for the Power Gauntlet. I think that was the right decision.
Yeah, it definitely was. Stopping by, getting that Power Gauntlet. I mean, if only for giving your fighter something to do while he's waiting for Fast to go off. But no, you guys definitely put up, and Son, you may say that you felt behind, but your guys' first Topher entry was within 20 seconds of each other.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and now the one thing is that Brott did decide that he was going to take the scenic tour of the Chimeras on the first floor for about 4 levels. But you guys were within 20 seconds of actually entering Topher proper. If you get a chance, definitely go back and watch it. You guys were doing some different things, but pretty well in lockstep of each other for the good part of 50 minutes here.
That's nuts. I was going to say, a good work craftsman does not blame his tools, but I actually had my controller die yesterday evening on me, and I've been using my backup had also died on me, so I've been using a new one, and I'm hope chat got a good enjoyment out of watching me walk into walls and walk into circles tonight. And I don't remember if it was, I think it was halfway up Mirage that I actually had a reset bug where I hit my reset button when I was not intending to, and lost, what was it, Mirage 2 loot that I lost out of?
Yeah, the greater than less than. Thankfully, I don't believe it was anything of really considerable value.
Yeah,
There was a dragon armor. In
yeah,
the
dragon armor. I
top-
remember being mad because I lost that dragon armor in
Yeah,
there.
the
but I-
dragon armor -3.
top
and I went,
right.
well, I don't even have the tail at this point. I don't know if I'll find it, so I might as well just keep on going. But it was a fun seed. I'm happy to learn I wasn't quite as far back in going into Topher as I thought I was. So, but oh man, if I have to see the word Bane in the next week, I'm going to be mad.
Professor, do you have any questions for our runners?
Not really. Nothing that comes to mind.
All right. Well, I believe that we'll get some thoughts here. Brott, any more thoughts on the seed or the tournament, or do you guys have any your next race scheduled out already for your pod O of the oozes?
I don't think either of us have our other matches scheduled. I believe one of the runners can't race till next week, and the other one had to delay a little bit as well. So, but if they're watching, just let me know when, and I'll more than likely be able to schedule it in whenever
Yeah.
it's convenient for them.
I talked with both of them a day or two ago, and they both had issues IRL come up that were forcing them to not be able to do anything until next week at the earliest. So Brott and I decided we'd get our jitters done and out of the way pretty quickly, and then go from there.
I do feel that the C was, like I said before, like the perfect C to get back in. Not that it was, obviously there was some trouble, but I just mean with like pretty much every spell that you would want is in the first 5 levels.
Yeah, it was a very generous seed, and the routing wasn't like
And
backwards.
The only regret or the only disappointment I had was I had the names of all my Roadhouse buddies, and I had to remake my party because Fade was level 1, and I love those guys, but they're not worth a minute and a half of time to rename my party. So I apologize to Edge Figaro, for Zando, and High Spirits. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. Professor, any other thoughts?
Not really.
All right. Well, with that, guys, I want to thank everybody for coming out and enjoying this awesome race that we had set up here for you tonight. Absolute shout out to my co-commentator, Professor Renderer here. Absolute giant shout out to Shadowed in chat here, being our tracker for this evening, as well as Jay Scheidel on the restream. Great shout out to Rando Mania as well for letting us host our tournament on their amazing set of channels. Give both of our runners a follow, guys. Brott and Sunflash. They both put up an amazing run here for you to entertain y'all. And please join us on the Discord. Find out when the next matches are. We got a race channel, so you'll never miss any action. And we will be more than happy to see you around the next time for more Spring Tournament 2021 action. Thank you very much, and everybody have a great night.
Thanks for watching, guys, and thanks for commentating. Thanks for restreaming. It's a needed job, and I appreciate that. So thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you very much, Brott. Take it easy, everybody.
Have a good night, guys.